Hey everyone, so today I'm going to be doing another review on a foundation, a liquid foundation, and this is the Australis Fresh and Flawless Makeup, and you can get this in Australia. I don't know if you probably can get it, anywhere else like in the States, or you can get it you can't really get it in Singapore, but you can get it in Australia, and I just wanted to try out more Australian products lately because I'm in Australia for the time being, and I thought, I gotta, make use of my opportunities and try out more Australian makeup brands. So this is something that I definitely recommend to anyone who is living in Australia and needs an affordable liquid foundation to have, even for a night out or an everyday foundation, because this is pretty amazing. It's one of the, really good foundations I've tried so far, and I'm in a C30, which is a natural fawn. This one matches me perfectly, and I'm wearing the foundation today. As you can see, it matches perfectly, and it looks really good. This retails for like, I think $11 or $14, I'm not sure, in Australia, and that's a really good price for a foundation. I'm just going to squeeze some out for you and talk about the texture and blendability. I like this bottle because you don't have to pour out the foundation, and that waste foundation, you can just squeeze the amount that you need. And you can see that foundation is pretty globular. It's not something that's gonna droop around. It's more of in the middle of a cream to liquid, which is sort of my favorite kind because I like to control my foundation when I apply it. So you can see when you blend it in, it's quite a nice smooth finish. It blends in very, very nicely, and it's not too, not too stiff. But you have to keep in mind that this foundation actually dries pretty fast. So if I put too much in, one area, but it does dry pretty fast, which means that you kind of have to like spread it pretty fast. And if you spread it pretty fast, it dries to a semi-matte, semi-glowing finish, which is the perfect finish for me because I don't like that super glowy look and I don't like that super matte look. I like the in-between, a subtle glow that's sort of fresh but flawless enough. And you also get full coverage from this foundation. It's not a light coverage foundation, it's full, and it just feels really nice on my skin. It feels very light, it feels like my skin. So when I walk around, it's a great everyday foundation to have. I did try this out when I went out, like when you go out with your girlfriends on a Friday night. I did wear this foundation to see if it would last the whole night, and it did. I'm gonna show you a picture of it right now. I know, excuse expression when I was like doing that picture. I was kind of tired because it was like 3 a.m., 2 a.m. in the morning, and I took that picture, and that was after a night out dancing and stuff, and you can see that, how flawless it is. It's just such a good foundation. So I'm telling you that if you're in Australia, go to Priceline, check this foundation out. It's a lot cheaper than a lot of like Maybelline and L'Oreal and stuff. Check it out and try it on because it's a great foundation to apply. Smooth. It doesn't really oxidize that much throughout the day. I think it does oxidize a little bit, but it doesn't oxidize drastically, which is great. You don't have to worry about too much about that. It does stay relatively matte. I don't see myself blotting throughout the day even too much, and it feels light. It's good. It's quite similar to the finish of the Maybelline Superstay 24-hour makeup, I would say, and it's definitely one of my favorite all-time foundations. So if you have time to check it out. I'll show you a tutorial of me applying this foundation. You can see exactly what my points are and how it looks on an actual face and actual skin, so I thought that would be good. And so this is it right here, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply the foundation onto my face. My bracelet's making funny noises. As you can see, it matches really well. My color is a natural fawn, and I am the NC30. I really do like this foundation just because it has full coverage, but it doesn't feel heavy, and it's very easy to use. The only thing I do take into account is that it dries pretty fast, so if you don't do it fast enough, you'll see yourself using a lot more of the foundation because you'll feel like it doesn't spread as evenly. But overall though, it's a very affordable foundation to have. At the same time, it has great coverage, great texture, and it lasts for a really long time. So you can see just how nice the finish is. And I'm just gonna apply a little bit more just for, fun on my nose. I always make sure that I use my hands right after because you just want to be careful that you didn't miss any spots. Remember your neck as well. And that's pretty much the brush work. And then I'm just going to use my hands to pat the foundation in. And I'll remember my eyes, so make sure that you cover your eyes as well. That's important. And you'll see that it has sort of a mattified, it doesn't, you know, it's not as smooth as some foundations are where you can just do this. It's sort of a bit stiff when it dries out, which is a good thing because if you're more of a matte person than a glowy person, like a dust particle just flew by, but if you're more a matte person than a glowy person, this foundation is really good for you because it sort of does dry into a matte finish. And you know, it's not as smooth as some foundations are, but again, it might float your boat. It does float mine because I don't really like being too glowy, honestly, but it does have that natural glow. It's very fresh and flawless looking. It has great coverage. So I hope you like my review of the Australis Fresh and Flawless makeup. Definitely something to look out for next time you're at Priceline or at the drugstore. I'm really sorry this isn't available anywhere else besides Australia, I think, because it is Australis. It's an Australian brand. I think it's really good. So go check it out. See, as you can see, it's sort of stiff and sort of matte now. It does dry to a more stiff finish. It doesn't really have that smooth silicone, dimethicone, silicone feel. It's sort of stiff, but that's okay because you're not going to be touching your face throughout the day anyway. So yeah, I hope you like this review and I'll see you guys later. Bye! There's currently a MAC giveaway on my Facebook page. Simply go to www.facebook.com/roseannetangrs to enter. The link will be in the information box. Roseanne Tang RS.